So, yes, Rings of Power had a very successful premiere. Rings of Power Forge's biggest premiere viewership ever for Amazon Prime Video. And nobody's shocked. I knew it was going to do well. This push to try to boycott it was never going to work. You can't stop these kinds of things. But what you can do is point out how bad it is and roast it, because it is an awful show. It's terrible. It's a terrible show. Mostly because of this woman right here, Morford Clark. She's awful in the show. She has two facial expressions, angry and annoyed, which are kind of the same thing. So they just play off each other. She's always mad at something or somebody in the show. She's Captain Marvel, Brie Larson, dialed up to 25 or 100%. Whatever. She's an amplified Brie Larson. She is by far the worst part of that show, followed by the Harfoots, who are just as bad. Anytime the Harfoots or her are on the screen, my eyes roll so far back, I have to kind of manually put them back in place because I just can't pull them back. It's like I was trying to blind myself permanently because of what I was watching. Awful jokes aside, it's a shitty show. The dwarves are cool. I did enjoy those scenes, but anything with her sucks. So the real question now is how many people stick from what they're saying is 25 million viewers in its first day. How many people are going to stick through the next 6 weeks with this show? Because there's 6 episodes left. So 6 weeks. The drop in that number is what's going to be really interesting. And I promise you, it's going to drop. Because you can compare it to House of the Dragon, which is a much, much better show. And it's funny how the media is putting these two up into a dogfight. And it's fair, they're both fantasy shows, but House of the Dragon blows this show out of the water. It's an amazing show. And when you compare it to this, it's a night and day. Even like in the quality of the show, that show was made far, far less money and looks better. So here's what they had to say. With some very big bucks behind Rings of Power, the global audience of over 25 million is the best and biggest premiere that Amazon Prime Video has had in its 15-year history. It is somehow fitting that Tolkien's stories, among the most popular of all time, and what many consider to be the true origin of the fantasy genre, have led us to this proud moment. I'm so grateful to the Tolkien estate and to our showrunners. So that's pretty much it. How is this going to fare over time? October 14th is when the show ends. So we'll find out fairly soon. They're going to put an episode out a week, I believe. Here's the other thing. They are just telling us 25 million viewers. They're not giving us anything to back that up. But I don't doubt that it had a good big premiere. What I'd really like to know, and this would be interesting to find out, and I guess when Samba TV puts out their numbers, we probably will find out, how many people watched episode 1 and 2? Did some people just watch part of episode 1 and drop out? Because that first episode is very, very rough. I wonder if there was a large number of people that dumped the show in between 1 and 2. It is possible. Or just dumped during 1. This is a hard episode to get through. That first one's really bad. Second one is a little bit more saved thanks to the dwarves. But they don't get enough screen time. It keeps running back to this dumb lady who makes stupid decision after stupid decision. Particularly when she jumps off the boat and decides that she can swim. But I suppose she can swim for hundreds of miles because she's a strong woman. They can do anything. The reviews, still bad. I do believe a lot of people dislike this show, and you're going to see this go down because it's not good, especially compared to House of the Dragon. The other interesting bit of news that's going on with this is that Amazon is not letting people review the show. This is by far the most damning thing. You know how they're running this? They're saying, oh, they're protecting their show from trolls. And I'm so sick of that. I'm so sick of that narrative. Maybe the show's just bad. But anytime you have a show like this and the media simps for it and people backlash against it because it's awful, it's always trolls or racists or something. It's never that the show is just bad. That's what's always funny about this. And you don't see this. House of the Dragon has the same stuff because from what I understand, there aren't any black Targaryens in the books. Now, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. The show has them. And most people, if we look at that right now, the audience score for that show isn't low. It has the same shit. But for some reason, the only show people are mad about the only show the racists are mad about is Lord of the Rings, but they're giving House of the Dragon a pass? Are you serious? This is what they never tell you. They just going to run with it. They probably will even mention House of the Dragon in some of these episodes. It's just, it's ridiculous. And you've got this actor right here pushing this shit. This is what's funny. The dwarf woman, I don't know her name. I don't remember the name of the character in the show. But she's the black woman dwarf. She's married to the prince. I thought she was fine. She kind of won me over, actually. I thought that she's doing fine. She's great as a dwarf, actually. She's doing a good job. This guy sucks, though. His acting is way over the top. It's actually awful. Well, I'm sorry. All of the Harfoots are awful. Their storyline is awful, but his acting is, it's like he has only done theater. I don't know anything about this guy, but I feel like he's only done theater. You know, if you just do a great job, it shows. Like the guy who plays the Black Targaryen on House of the Dragon, he's really good in that show, but he's also annoying on social media and stuff and says shit like this guy too, calling everybody racist and stuff. But no one's complaining about him because he's doing a good job. This guy's awful in his role. I'm sorry. It has nothing to do with who he is. He's just not good in this show. Like Galadriel. She's not good either. Both of them are awful actors, in my opinion. He might be good in a play. I could see him being good on the stage, like in a Shakespeare play, though. He's just not good in this show. He's too over the top. It's like he's acting for the stage in this show. Maybe that's a creative decision. I don't know. All I know is I'm not buying this troll shit, a bunch of racists review bombing it like they like to push, simply because you're not seeing it here, are you? And they were saying the same stuff about this show. Look at this. Look at the audience score for this. 84%. You go over here to Rings of Power. I mean, come on. Where were all the racists for this one? You know what I'm saying? It's bullshit. So Amazon, they're turning off their own review scores. They're not letting you leave feedback until 72 hours after its premiere to stop review bombing from trolls. House of the Dragon's not having that problem. Maybe it's because when a show's good, people are happy with it compared to when the show is bad. It's just crazy in this old narrative that they always push. It's a joke at this point. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about all this. I'd like to hear from you. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Make sure to check out my locals. There's a link in the description. It's a fun community that I'm trying to build over here. If you don't want to support me on YouTube, you can come over here. None of that money goes to YouTube. You also can just come over here for free. But if you are a supporter over here, I do plan on doing an extra live stream once a month and throwing links to the supporters so you can actually come on and have a supporter live stream with me. Also, it's a good place to catch all of my content. You don't have to worry about notifications like YouTube. They'll definitely work over here. So come check out my locals. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out. Also, make sure to follow me over on Twitch. I do watch parties, play video games over there. They're always fun. Follow me over there and come hang out. Also, make sure you subscribe to YellowFlash, my other channel. There's a link to that in the description as well. I do a lot of live streams over there that I don't do on this channel. They're usually smaller and a little bit more personal. So make sure you follow me over there and sign up.